Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for this Monday slate. We have 7 games for tonight. Hopefully, you guys all had a great weekend. And let's jump right into it. You can drop a like and subscribe down below. Let's try to get 150 likes on the video at least. Appreciate that. And if you want to join, you can visit the website. Links in description, dfsprocess.net. Starting off here at point guard, we have LeBron is 9,500. It's a really cheap price tag for him. Come down from 11,000. I don't know why his price tag has dropped that much. It's a great matchup. Could easily turn into a blowout here, but if Anthony Davis misses, I think LeBron is tough to ignore here. Facing off against, obviously we all know his former team in Cleveland, but yeah, if Davis is in, I don't think you need to play LeBron, because if Davis and LeBron are both in, this game should be over and they should be able to get a lot of rest for those two. But if Davis is out, then LeBron should be able to crush here, so I have to wait for that injury report. Then Lillard looks pretty good here at 8,800. He just hasn't been shooting the ball great, especially from distance, but just as a team, they've been struggling. But it's a great matchup against Charlotte. They play slow, but they play terrible defense, so you got to look at Damian Lillard's way. And then Drew Holiday's questionable. If he is in, then that kind of will take away a little bit from Lonzo Ball, who I've been playing a lot of, but he's up to 6,900. If Holiday's out, then I think he could play Ball. You could play Ingram. He looks good too. And then I think they kind of priced up Graham now. Graham was cheaper than Rozier on Sunday. It's an okay matchup. I don't feel comfortable about targeting either one of them. But there's a really couple of cheap options right here that I love. Chris Paul, Shai Gilgeous, CJ McCollum. All three are too cheap. Starting with Chris Paul at 6,600. It's a great matchup against Minnesota. They've been awful defensively. Chris Paul and the Thunder have been playing really solid basketball as of late. There's a chance that Chris Paul's on a different team in a few weeks, but right now he's playing for the Thunder and he's playing well. It's matchup against Jeff Teague is always a positive matchup, and at this price point, he should be over 7,000 at least. Just given the way he's playing in the minutes, he's not going to play 35, 36 minutes very often, but he can play 33 to 34 in competitive games here. So hopefully this game stays close. Shooting guard, I'm looking at Wiggins. If Cat misses again at 69 is a decent play. Brogdon is questionable. If he can play, he's cheap. Just a little bit tough to trust. They might be on a limit. Or, when he came back last time out, he got hurt his back after missing some time against Philly. It's the same team he's facing this time. So if he's not going to be limited and he's good to go, then I think you could play him. I like SGA. I like Jaylen Brown at 63. Bounce back spot for him. He's struggling over the past 3 games. Just not able to make a shot, but it's a really good matchup against Chicago. Then I like Buddy Hield. Cheap price point on Buddy Hield, 63. But tough not to play CJ McCollum here, 6,100. Just too cheap. He should be 65 to 7K at least. It's a great matchup. They're at home. They should be able to put up a lot of points here, and McCollum is still having a pretty good year. He's not shooting as well as he would probably like from 3, 37%, but that's still respectable. But overall, he's just not hitting his ceiling very often, but the minutes are there. And I just think that whenever the price tag gets too low is when I jump on CJ McCollum, and just feels too low on this slate. Over at small forward, I like Simmons here, 8,200. Obviously touched on LeBron. Ingram looks good. If Holiday misses again, I'll probably play him at 81. That's really good bargain there. But Tobias Harris looks great, 6,600. No Embiid, just going to be the focal point on offense in terms of shooting. He's taken 22 and 17 shots the 2 games that Embiid's missed so far. That number is going to stay there. It's going to stay 15 plus. He's going to contribute in. Rebounding is also going to go up. He's been playing a little bit power forward just because they start Mike Scott, but Scott really hangs around the 3-point line. So Tobias Harris is going to be able to get more rebounds. And the assist numbers are kind of low on him, but he's not much of an assist guy. Hopefully he can get it done with some steals and blocks to add to his scoring. But I think 66 is still a good price point without Embiid. Should be able to make value on that. At power forward, it's Anthony Davis. If he plays, you could go there at 94. Sabonis, if he plays, is pretty nicely priced. Doesn't have to deal with Embiid, which will be good for him. I like Horford, just at a good price point, 68. Horford and Harris are safe. They have pretty high upsides as well. So I would look at Horford, definitely like him. And then don't mind Gallinari. Don't mind Markkanen at 61. Kuzma, if Davis is out, looks like a really good play. And the Bagley looks like he's going to play, but probably will come off the bench. And that's the case. You could still play. Beat Jelly looks still pretty good at 55, as does Carmelo Anthony. Lots of options here at power forward, but the one that I like is Horford here, 68. Just, you know what you're going to get with Horford and Harris. They struggled against Dallas, only put up 91 points, but Harris and Horford still made value. The big four, besides Richardson, made value, even though they struggled, only put up 91 points. It's a tough matchup defensively, but I think most times they're going to score over 100 points at least, and just the prices are still pretty cheap on these Sixers players without Embiid, just in terms of the upside that they have. I feel comfortable about rostering at least a few Sixers on my lineup, just because you know where the production's coming from: Harris, Horford, Simmons, Richardson. Over at center here, I think Vucevic looks great, 83. Whiteside looks really, really good, 8,200. She'll be able to just dominate here. He's probable. So that's a great sign. Just missing one game with an illness. Price tag, as you would expect on DraftKings, took a big hit because of that one game missed. But it's just a spot where he should be able to dominate Charlotte. So feel great about playing him. He's probably one of my favorite center plays. I like Whiteside a ton, and then I also like Vucevic against Sacramento in that undersized front court. So yeah, those two look great for me, and then I think you could play Kevin Love. His price tag is cheap. It's a tough matchup though, but he's gonna shoot. He's gonna get traded very soon probably, and there are missing a lot of players like Nance, so his minutes are in the 37 to 30, like 36 to 38 minute range. And I don't mind Steven Adams either, but tough not to play Whiteside. Just 82 is too cheap for a guy at home against the Hornets. And then last but not least, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 6,300. Big fan of SGA. He's looking great. He's always exciting to watch. He gets a lot of points. He gets rebounds. And if he can chip in with a steal or two, should be able to make value here. His minutes are a lot higher than Chris Paul's. He's averaging 35 minutes on the year. Chris Paul's averaging like 31, 32. And lately his minutes are even higher than that, like 36 to 37 in some competitive games. So great matchup against Minnesota if he's defended by Wiggins. We know Wiggins at times just doesn't care and will just stand in the corner. Just another player that sticks out to me in just terms of price. So that's what I like for DraftKings. And then Fanduel, Simmons, 82. I like that. I like Lillard. Chris Paul looks good, 6,900. Lonzo Ball, 63. Rozier. And then that's pretty much it here. You could punt with maybe Holiday Holiday didn't even start the last time Brogdon missed, but he still got it done off the bench. Or maybe that was 2 games ago. But either way, Holiday would be in play if Brogdon misses. But looking at Paul, Rozier, Lonzo Ball, I think Ball is still in play even if Holiday comes back at least on FanDuel at 63. Just too cheap for a guy that's been starting to find his stride, been contributing in all aspects as of late, and ever since he jumped into the starting lineup, the minutes are a lot more secure with him. A shooting guard, like Levine. CJ McCollum is a little bit more appropriately priced on FanDuel. I don't think he's like a must-play like I think he kind of is on DraftKings, or as strong of a play. I still like SGA at 67. That's a great price. Richardson, Healed, look good. Jeremy Lamb is down to 4,700. Only played 15 minutes. I don't know if he got hurt in that game or just what the deal was, but he's going to be playing 25 to 30 most of the time. Not even 25. Like, he's gets you 30 to 35 most of the games. And to be at 4,700, it's a tough matchup, but that price tag definitely sticks out for tournaments. But it's going to be SGA for me here on both DraftKings and FanDuel. I like the matchup for him. I love the price tag on both sites. At small forward, it's going to be Tobias. It's going to be Tobias Harris. I like Gallinari at 61. TJ Warren is fine as well, 51. But if the Pacers are all healthy, it's kind of tough to pick. If Sabonis returns and Brogdon returns, it's a little bit tough to narrow down because they do have a lot of contributors. But I think Karras 67 is still a guy that I want to get in my lineup on both sites. Power forward, looking at like Horford is really cheap on Fanduel at 62. Really strong play there. Favors is questionable. If he is out, then you can fire up Jackson Hayes. And then if Davis is out, you can fire up Kyle Kuzma. Looks like Bagley is going to return. He probably would come off the bench, though. I think he's probably going to have a minutes limit and come off the bench. So that still makes a 4,900 Bielitsa very appealing just because there's still Rashawn Holmes is out. So even if Bagley comes back, I think Bielitsa and Bagley could close the game out. He's not going to lose a ton of minutes. He's probably not going to play 38, 39, but he should still see in the mid-30s. It should just mean less minutes for Harry Giles, probably. So still like Bielitsa at his price point on FanDuel especially. And then at center here, Whiteside is priced up to 10K. That's a little expensive for me. You can easily crush and get like 10 blocks and put up 60 fantasy points. But on Draftkings, where he's I think he's cheaper than Vucevic or at the same price tag as Vucevic. But on FanDuel, Vucevic is much cheaper, so I think he's easier to get to, a little bit safer in just terms of price. So that's what I'm liking for this Monday slate. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and good luck today.